Just had to get on here and show you something. People are jumping right back on the wagon now that Saturday's got his first win. Who'd figure? Here's the video.
Everybody gets a game of football. Victory Monday. We'll see y'all.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Victory Monday. Everybody gets a day off.
And then Jim Irsay sent this tweet out after the game about everybody and all the critics. I don't know about you guys. It kind of looked like Jeff Saturday knew what he was doing.
Well, here, look, there's a code.
I understand
Bill
that.
Cowher talked about the code over the weekend.
Yes.
There's a way that you get to be a head coach in the NFL. You start early
understand that.
and you go low and you build your way all the way back up. And is it okay to break the code? Because for all of us that played who know the game, is it okay for us to cut the line? Is it okay for us to jump ahead of a lot of guys that have spent their years in college, in high school, and take a head coaching job in the NFL? That's the question I put to you. Is it okay to break the code? Because Jim Irsay broke the code, and I liked it. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple things there. First off, this was the interim job. Let's not pretend that this was some prestigious thing that young, dynamic assistant coaches were leaping at, right? In a lot of ways, you're kind of babysitting this. I hate to say it, certainly there is upside, but a lot of times that's what it is. I think the other, with what you're asking there, this assistant coach pipeline that we talk about, that Coach Cowher was raving about, I don't think it necessarily prepares you to be a head coach.
How many assistant coaches that have been great have gone to take a head coaching job and flopped? I mean, a lot.
Countless.
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 And
I
how many
think
assistant coaches haven't even gotten the opportunity? But it's another
ahead.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think standing on the other sideline, right? I mean, we're looking at a guy in Josh McDaniels, one of the best offensive minds in football. This is his second go-around as a head coach, and we're still left with a lot of questions.
Go ahead, Bo.
No, Steve, I think it's okay to congratulate Jeff and say, hey, congrats on being 1-0, and still criticize the hire and understand that he didn't get to go through the proper channels to make this happen. When you talk about breaking the code, I think this would be something that you could do in the offseason, and people might not be as outraged about it. But for Jeff Saturday to go in there, I think we're giving him a ton of credit right now, but we should be giving a lot of credit to the players and the coaches who went out there and
Obviously
performed.
so.
No doubt.
They went and did their job in an adverse situation. And Jeff Saturday, he did lead them, and he is the head coach. He made a couple of decisions with clock management, but it's those coaches and players who really answered the bill.
Steve Kerr skipped the line. Aaron Boone skipped the line.
Yes.
Mike Mayock skipped the line.
So
John Lynch skipped the
I
line.
love it. That's why I want to say, make sure that you recognize that the guys that have been around and been veteran players, they have the ability. It doesn't make every guy can do it, but there are guys that you can find that are ready to take and lead NFL franchises from the locker room. And I think we don't do that because of the code. I think
that's
it's okay.
the old guard. That's the old code. And that's what Bill Cowher was talking about. And Bill Cowher used a couple of words that really bothered me. He said just because you wasn't a pro coach, a pro assistant coach, or a college assistant coach, it was a disgrace and a travesty. I don't know if Bill has watched the coach in Denver. Jeff Saturday looked like a hell of a lot more prepared than the coach in Denver yesterday. Wow. I don't know if Bill has watched Josh McDaniel, because Jeff Saturday looked a hell of a lot more prepared than Josh McDaniel. So I think the old guard needs to be very careful. Jim Irsay, is you can say what you want to say about a lot of different things. Jim Irsay has hired Tony Dungy. He's hired Jim Caldwell. He hires the best guy that he thinks possible at the time. He thought that Jeff Saturday was the best at the time. I'm going to give Jim the benefit of the doubt. And for one game, if only for one game, Jim Irsay proved right.
And Jeff Saturday learned at the feet of Tony Dungy, and he learned from Jim Cowher.
My case, exactly,
and he's
Adam.
immersed in the Colts culture. They were looking for somebody to change the culture that Jeff thinks.
There are unique personalities in each locker room that are capable of doing this, and all I'm saying is we should make it available to those unique personalities that have paid the dues as a football player and not worry about the code.
Steve, I agree with you, and I think that Jeff Saturday could open the door for more players to get opportunities like this, but they got a big matchup next week against the Eagles, and if Jeff Saturday can find a way to get the Colts to beat the Eagles, they might sign or hire our whole crew to go out there. I'm telling you.
We're coming with you, head coach.
We're coming with
you, GM. We're going to be the cap guy.
Bill Polian is about as old school as you can get, and he's a Hall of Fame executive.
Yes, right.
And he said that he believes Jim Irsay is one of the most savvy
question
owners in the NFL. He didn't disagree with the move. He just was curious about the inexperience. But
no doubt. I think we all were. And I love Book's point. the most disappointing unit of this team was the O-line.
Yes.
Why not bring a former All-Pro O-lineman in?
Yeah.
And
The best
offensive line
scouting
looks great.
departments that every NFL team has is in the locker room.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Players can
Yes,
scout.
players know.
Let
That's a
them
good
tell
point.
you whether
Yep.
someone can play or not.
Players
It's
know.
amazing to me how little they go to the players to ask them
That's a
your
good point.
opinion about whether players can play.
You got one of the top. Watch the game. A couple of clear instances where that showed. Let's take a look at the tape right here. Understand this. Jonathan Taylor had his best day. Look at the offensive line. You got the right guard, the right tackle. They're going to wash down. Watch the tight end come across, cut Max Crosby. But take a look at the center, Ryan Kelly, how he takes the extra effort to get up to the second level. That's effort. That's an offensive center going to the next level. Now you got one of the top 5 running backs in football on the safety. And to me, there's no coincidence that he had his best day that he's had all season long. Jeff Saturday, a former offensive lineman, goes in there, gets in front of the offensive line, says, hey guys, we got to block better. We got all of our money in there. Not only are we going to do that, but we're going to show the excitement and we're going to run the football. I thought you saw clear instances of that. What about Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan, we thought wasn't going to play all year. Jeff Saturday goes in there. I want to win, get the enthusiasm back in the building. We're going to put Matt Ryan. That looks like Matt Ryan still has a lot of gas in the tank. Game-winning touchdown right there. The energy, the effort, the enthusiasm, it carried over to the locker room.